to analyze different types of kalabas in 6 doors as well as 42 parts of 42. For example, in your Indo, there are 6 types of kalabas. Aintake kalaba, body take kalaba, sex take kalaba, mind, bone, otek kalaba, nutritive essence otek kalaba, temperature bone, nutritive essence otek kalaba, nutriment bone, nutritive essence otek kalaba. So altogether there are 6 types of kalabas. Again, if we combine these 6 types of kalabas, there are 54 types of rupa materiality. You should try to see this 54. Here 54, 54, 54, 54. Here body 44, and then head hair 44, etc. Slowly you must analyze throughout your body. At that time only you will understand ultimate materiality. After discerning ultimate materiality, then you can continue to discern ultimate mentality. If you want to discern ultimate mentality, there are 3 ways only. You can begin phasa, with phasa, or you can begin with feeling, or you can begin with consciousness. But while discerning ultimate materiality, by these 3 ways, then you should not discern only feeling or only contact phasa, only consciousness vijnana. You must try to discern all associated mental formations in each mind moment. Why? Without understanding all mentality and materiality their causes by your own direct knowledge, or by 3 types of full understanding, you cannot escape from the wrong or right path. This is Buddha's teaching. So this mentality never arises alone. They always arise with associated mental formations. These associated mental formations are called Sampayutta Dhamma. They always arise together with associated mental formations. At least in each mind moment, there must be 8 types of mental formations, such as consciousness, contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, like faculty, and attention. In some cases, maybe we get calculated. For example, Anapanapratana mind moment. There are 34 mental formations. In each impartial mind moment, they always arise as 34, 34, 34, 34, 34, etc. So you must try to see these mental formations in each mind moment according to cognitive process as well as outside cognitive process 3. If you understand this ultimate mentality, at that time only we can say you had already understood ultimate materiality as well as ultimate mentality. There are a total of 89 types of consciousness, and they can be classified according to whether they are wholesome, unwholesome, or indeterminate, or according to their sphere of existence. The sensual sphere, consciousness, Kamavatra Chaita. Immaterial sphere, consciousness, Rupavatra Chaita. Immaterial sphere, consciousness, Arupavatra Chaita. Or according to whether they are Mandi, Logia, or Subramadi, Logotra. We may, however, speak of just 2 basic types of consciousness. Number 1, the consciousness of the mental process, Chitta Vitti. Number 2, the process separate, Vitti Moksha consciousness, outside the mental process, at rebirth and death, and in the Bhavana. There are 6 types of mental process. The first five are the eye-do, ear-do, nose-do, tongue-do, and body-do processes, whose respective objects are visible forms, sounds, smells, taste, and tangibles. They are together called the five-do process. Pincha Dwara Viti. The sixth type of process has all objects as it is object, and is called the mind-do process. Manodwara Viti. So I do cognitive process understands only color. Ear do understands only sound. Nose do understands only smell. Tongue do understands only taste. Body do understands only tangible objects. What are tangible objects? Are fire and weight. If you touch your body, you can feel hardness, toughness, heaviness, or softness, smoothness like that. This is earth element. You can feel heat and cold. This is fire element. You can feel supporting and pushing. This is weight element. So you can experience tangible object. Three elements only. Upper element, water element. By touching, you cannot feel upper element. For example, here, if you grasp your hand, can you understand? Your urine is excessive or small. Can you understand? Impossible. By touching is impossible. You cannot feel by touching this upper element. So this is not tangible object. But mind-cognitive process, everything. Mind-cognitive process understand color, sound, smell, taste, tangible objects, and all Dhamma objects. So each mental process comprises a series of different types of consciousness. The consciousnesses in any one mental process occur according to the natural law of consciousness, Cheta Niyama. If he wants to discern mentally, he must see them as they occur in the order of that natural law. To do so, he must first have developed concentration with either Anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, another Samatha meditation subject, or four elements meditation. A pure Vipassana vehicle yogi must also have finished the discernment of materiality, Rupa Kamatana, before he starts on discernment of mentality, Nama Kamatana. A Samatha vehicle yogi, however, can choose, he can first discern materiality or first discern the mentality of the jhana. He has attained find material, immaterial mentality. Although to discern sensual ring materiality, he too needs first to have finished the discernment of materiality. So this is very important. Without understanding ultimate materiality, if you can discern mentality, it is impossible. Why? For example, I do cognitive process. I will calculate. In Chadara Vajjana, I do adverting consciousness. Chakku Vijnana, eye consciousness. Sampadechana, receiving consciousness. Sandirana, investigating consciousness. Vajjana, cessation consciousness. In 7 types of impressions, maybe wholesome or unwholesome. There are 2 registering mind movements. Altogether there are 40 mind movements. In each mind movement there are associated mental formations. For example, eye consciousness always arises together with 7 types of associated mental factors: contact, feeling, perception, volition, one-pointedness, light faculty, and attention. Altogether there are 8 types of mental formation. They arise depending on eye phase. Now please pay attention here. Do you see these 8 types of mental formations? Do you see? You may see me, but at that time 8 types of mental formations arise depending on your eye phase and translucent element. Without understanding and translucent element, if you discern these 8 types of mental formations together with eye consciousness, you cannot understand. So, before you are discerning ultimate mentality, first you must try to understand ultimate materiality. This is very important rule. Without understanding ultimate materiality by your own direct knowledge, if you discern ultimate mentality, you cannot understand ultimate mentality according to cognitive process, as well as in each mind moment associated mental formations, you cannot understand. So because of this reason, before you are discerning ultimate mentality, you must have already discerned ultimate materiality. However, some meditators they practice jhana. Because of the power of jhana concentration, if they want to discern jhana dhammas first, it is also possible. So because of this reason, here, how to discern jhana mental process? Here, please try to see. If he has added jhana with, for example, anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing, the best place to start to discern mentality is the jhana consciousness in associated mental factors, which are called jhana dhammas. There are 2 reasons for this. The first reason is that when developing jhana, he discerns the first jhana factors, which means he has some experience in discerning those associated mental factors. The second reason is that the jhana impartial consciousness, jhana jhana chaita, occur many times in succession and are therefore prominent and easy to discern. This is in contrast to a sensual sphere process, kamavatra viti, in which impartial jhana occurs only 7 times before its new mental process occurs. So to discern the mentality of jhana, he begins by re-establishing the first jhana with, for example, anapanasati, till the light is bright, brilliant and radiant. Emerge from it and discern the bhavanga maido and the anapana patibhaga nimitta counterpart sign together. When the nimitta appears in the bhavanga, discern the mental formations that are the 5 jhana factors according to their natural characteristics. The 5 jhana factors are: number 1, application, vijaka, directing and placing the mind on the anapana patibhaga nimitta. Number 2, sustainment, vichara, maintaining the mind on the anapana patibhaga nimitta. Joy or rapture piti, liking for the anapana patibhaga nimitta. Bliss or pleasure, sukha, happiness about the anapana patibhaga nimitta. One-pointedness, ekagata, one-pointedness of mind on the anapana patibhaga nimitta. Practice until he can discern all 5 jhana factors all at once in each first jhana impartial consciousness, jhana chaita. And then proceed to discern all 34 mental formations. He begins with either consciousness, vijnana, contact, phasa, or feeling, vedana. Whether whichever is most prominent. Then at one mental formation at a time. Discern first one type, then at one, so he discerns 2 types of mental formations. At one more, so he sees 3. add one more, so he sees 4, etc. Until eventually he sees all 34 types of mental formation in each jhana impulsion consciousness. Please study 4 jhana dhammas on page 6 and 7. So this is the method. You can begin with consciousness. You can begin with contact, or you can begin with feeling. But you must try to discern all only, not only consciousness, not only feeling, or not only contact. You must try to discern all mental formations, all associated mental formations in each mind moment. If you want to discern all 34 mental formations in each mind moment, you must memorize these 34. What are 34? You must memorize on page 7 and 6. 6 and 7. You can see these 34 mental formations. This is the way of practice. Because what is the reason? Some meditators, they may have attachment to one mental character. For example, sukha. Feeling is in fact sukha. When sukha is very strong, they like this jhana because of sukha. Some meditators, they may like concentration. When concentration is very deep, they are very happy. So, to remove such type of attachment, you must contemplate these jhana as anicca, dukkha, and anatta. While contemplating in this way, slowly attachment on these jhana will disappear moment by moment, but this is momentary only. If you do not practice vipassana, this attachment may appear again. But if you can just try this attachment moment by moment, repeatedly again and again, then when your vipassana insight becomes mature, at the end of mature insight, but improving knowledge will rise, taking Nibbana as object. So for the realization of Nibbana, you must practice vipassana. When vipassana becomes mature, at that time only path improving knowledge will arise. That path improving knowledge will realize Nibbana. So for realization of Nibbana, you must practice systematically according to Buddha's teaching. After this, these are all the different types of mental formations and the sequence of 6 types of consciousness that comprise a mind process, manodvara viti of the first jhana. The 6 types of consciousness are: first, number 1, a mind-advancing consciousness, manodvara vajana. In manodvara vajana mind movement, there are 12 mental formations. Number 2, a preparatory consciousness, parikama, 34. In the parikama mind movement, there are 34 mental formations. And number 3, in access consciousness, upachara. In that mind movement, there are also 34 mental formations. Number 4, a conformity consciousness, anuloma. In that mind movement, there are also 34 mental formations. Number 5, a change of lineage consciousness, kudraku. In that mind moment, there are also 34 mental formations. Number 6, an uninterrupted sequence of jhana impulsion consciousness. Jhana, jhana, chitta. In each and every mind moment, there are 34 mental formations, which he has by now already discerned. So to discern all these mental formations, he must again re-establish the first jhana, such as the first anapana jhana. Emerge from it and again discern the bhavanga and pratibhaga nimitta together. When the nimitta appears in the bhavanga, discern the jhana mind process that just occurred. He discerns each of the different consciousness in the first jhana mind process, and there are 12 or 34 types of mental formation. After this, to give him an understanding of mentality as a whole, discern the characteristic common to all mentality, nama, to all mental formations, which is the characteristic of bending towards phenomena and adhering to the object, in this case, the Anapanasati nimitta. So please try to see me. Now you are my with this object. Please try to see him. Or you are my with to that object. So bending mind is inclining to different objects. That inclination is called nama. This is the meaning of nama. Nama always inclines to different objects. Such type of inclination, nature is called nama. So he needs in the same way to discern and analyze the mentality of also the second, third and fourth Anapana jhanas, as well as any other jhanas of other meditation subjects that he has attained. It should be similarly understood discerning mentality in other 6 types of cognitive mind process. In this stage, there are 4 types of discerning. Number 1, discerning mentality internally. Number 2, discerning materiality internally. Number 3, discerning mentality and materiality together internally. And number 4, defining mentality and materiality internally. So, what is the reason? Please try to see Buddha's instruction. This complete text you can see. In this way, a bhikkhu abides contemplating the body in the body internally. This is Buddha's instruction. Complete first paragraph. In this way, a bhikkhu abides contemplating the body in the body internally. So, what is body? I can explain. So, this body means the body of mentality and the body of materiality, Rupa Kaya and Nama Kaya. So, you must discern mentality internally, then you must discern materiality internally, then you must discern mentality and materiality together internally, and then you must define mentality and materiality internally. So, this is the Buddha's instruction. After that, defining mentality and materiality. Seeing mentality and materiality both together, he must define that there is no man, no woman, no deva, no Brahman, no Atta. Just only mentality and materiality. This is the defining mentality and materiality. So this is the system of Buddha's teaching. If you cannot follow this procedure, you cannot understand Buddha's vipassana. Then it is not enough. Again, he must also try to discern mentality and materiality externally in the same way. That is, seeing mentality in the same way. That is, discerning mentality externally, discerning materiality externally, discerning mentality and materiality together externally, and defining mentality and materiality externally. Why? You can try to see on page 8. In this way, a bhikkhu abides contemplating the body in the body internally, or abides contemplating the body in the body externally. This is Buddha's instruction. Then Buddha abides contemplating the body in the body both internally and externally. Iti ijadava gaya gaya nubhati viharati, bhidava gaya gaya nubhati viharati, ijada bhidava gaya gaya nubhati viharati. This is Buddha's instruction. if you have enough faith or enough confidence in Buddha and his teaching, you must obey his instruction while practicing vipassana. Do you understand? So this is system. But many meditators ask in this case, how we gain descent externally? This touch. You are clothed. Can you feel hardness, roughness, heaviness, softness, smoothness, roughness, flowing, cohesive, heat, coldness, supporting, pushing? But before discerning 4 elements in your clothes, first you should try to discern 4 elements meditation throughout your body. Then you should try to discern ultimate materiality. Then you should pay attention rupa, rupa, materiality, materiality, etc. Then you should pay attention 4 elements on your clothes, in your clothes. One discerning 4 elements in your clothes, then you can see kalabas very quickly because of the previous practice. When you see kalabas, please analyze those kalabas. In each kalabas, there are 8 types of materiality: earth element, water element, fire element, wind element, color, odor, flavor, and nutritive acid oil. Then you should pay attention as rupa, rupa, materiality, materiality, etc. Then please go back internally. Rupa, rupa, then externally, rupa, rupa. Then please pay attention 4 elements. In your sitting place, maybe this is hot floor. If you pay attention 4 elements, meditation systematically, you can see subatomic particles in your flow. You will not see flow, you will see only a group of particles, kalabas only. At that time, you should analyze those kalabas. In any way work, there are only 8 types always. Occasionally with sound, there may be 9 types only. Sound is when weight is flowing, there may be sound. This sound only. So please extend your discernment area from near to far away. But when discerning is final, then you should go back and done it again and again. Because at that time only your discerning knowledge will become very sharp and very powerful. At that time you can see very far away kalabas, very far away materiality. If you had already discerned ultimate materiality in animate world, then you can change animate world. You get, for example, you get discern here 54 rupas, 6 types of kalabas and 54 types of rupa materiality. Externally also you can discern 66 types of material kalabas as well as 54 types of materiality. Whose materiality? For disciples it is not necessary to distinguish whose 54. It is not necessary. As is general only, you can try to discern. While practicing samatha, you can already discern 32% of body, both internally and externally. In the same way only, you must try to discern 4 elements externally. In the here 54 internally, then externally 54. Here 54 internally, then externally 54. In this way slowly, you must try to discern ultimate materialities in 6 toes as well as 42 parts of body in the same way. At that time you will understand ultimate materiality both internally and externally. At that time, within one sitting also, you must repeat again and again to discern materiality both internally and externally again and again. Then you can continue to discern ultimate mentality. If you discern jhana dharmas internally, then you should also try to discern jhana dharmas externally. Whose jhana? It is not necessary to distinguish. Savaka disciples cannot discern separately one by one. Vipassana insight can discern as a general only. But if you want to understand others' mind, or if you want to reach others' mind, then you must practice one type of sex power called Prachitta Vichanana Vijnana, the sex power which can reach others' mind. This is special. But Vipassana cannot understand in detail as a general only. So you must face an ultimate materiality and mentality both internally and externally, and simply try to define them both internally and externally. After that, Buddha teaches second stage. Insight meditation, second stage. On page 12. Then the Buddha continues his teaching that all as a bhikkhu must avoid contemplating in the body, it is rising phenomena, Dhamma. Or avoid contemplating in the body, it is vanishing, passing away phenomena, Dhamma. Or avoid contemplating in the body, both it is rising and vanishing, passing away phenomena, Dhamma. Samudaya Dhammanupa Siva Gaya Same Viharati, Vaya Dhammanupa Siva Gaya Same Viharati. Samudaya Vaya Dhammanupa Siva Gaya Same Viharati. This is Buddha's instruction. So, number one, you should have enough concentration up to 4th channel. Then Buddha teach, you must try to discern ultimate materiality and ultimate mentality, both internally and externally. This is first stage in Vipassana. Now in second stage, Buddha teach to discern arising phenomena, Samudaya Dhammanupati, or vanishing phenomena, or arising and vanishing phenomena, both internally and externally. The meditator must next try to see the links of dependent origination, both the forward order as well as the cessation order. This is in this stage. This is seeing causal arising and passing away of phenomena, Tichyato Udiyapaya Dasana. He must also try to see the arising and perishing away of mentality and materiality, moment by moment. This is seeing momentary rising and passing away of phenomena, Kanato Udiyapaya Dasana. According to the Buddha's teaching, to believe in an eternal self or soul is wrong view, and to believe that one is annihilated after death is also wrong view. Therefore, one needs to overcome such types of wrong view. To do so, one needs to understand dependent origination, paticca samuppada, both as arising and as cessation. That is the continued rising of birth and death dependent on causes and the remainder cessation of birth and death when those causes cease. Dependent origination is very difficult to understand, but we can summarize the rising of birth and death by saying that there are only 5 causes and 5 effects. No self, no soul, no eternity, or no annihilation. The 5 causes are: number 1, ignorance, avijja; number 2, craving, tanha; number 3, clinging, upadana; number 4, volitional formations of karma, sankhara; number 5, karma. So, these 5 causes are called Samudaya Satya, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. The 5 causes are the accumulation of wholesome and unwholesome karma by good and bad actions accumulated in past life. They produce 5 effects, the results of the karma. The 5 effects are: number 1, consciousness, vijnana; number 2, mentality, materiality, nama, rupa; number 3, 6 phases, salayana; number 4, contact, phasa; number 5, feeling, vedana. These 5 effects are nothing other than birth and life. At death, the 5 effects of those 5 causes stop, and new 5 effects rise because of other 5 causes, producing a new birth and life. The 5 causes are accumulated in past life, produce the 5 effects in this very life. Other 5 causes accumulated in this very life will produce other 5 effects in future lives. If the 5 causes are wholesome karma, the 5 effects will produce a happy life. If the 5 causes are unwholesome karma, the 5 effects will produce an unhappy life. The workings of these 5 causes and 5 effects have operated in countless past lives and will continue to operate into the future. That is a summary of dependent origination as arising, regular order, anuloma, paticca, samuppada. How to see the links of dependent origination? We have already discussed how to discern mentality, nama, and materiality, rupa. If he is able to discern mentality and materiality in the way they described, he will also be able to discern their causes. This means discerning dependent origination, paticca, samuppada. Dependent origination is about how causes and effects operate over the 3 barrels of past, present, and future. The Buddha taught 4 methods to discern dependent origination, according to the character of his listeners. And there is a 5th method taught by the Venerable Sariputta, recorded in the Patisambhidamaka. It will take some time to explain the many methods in detail, so we shall look at only the 2 methods we at the 4 monasteries teach most often to yogis. They are what we call the Venerable Sariputta's 5th method, and then what we call the 1st method taught by the Buddha. And for example, in the Maha Nidana Sutta in the Jigga Nikaya, in the Nidana Vagga, in the Sanyutta Nikaya. Both methods involve discerning the 5 aggregate khanda of the present, of the past, and of the future. Discerning which of them is cause and which is effect. When he can do this, he can also learn how to discern dependent origination in the other ways taught in the suttas and commentaries. So here the 5th method, the 3 rounds of dependent origination. Dependent origination, paticca samuppada, consists of 12 factors. They can be said to comprise 3 rounds. What are 2 rounds of causes, 5 causes, and 1 round of results, 5 results. Number 1, the defilements round, kilesa, vada, ignorance, avijja, craving, jhana, clinging, upadana. Number 2, the karma round, karma, vada, original formations, sankhara, karma, process, persistence, karma, power. The results round, vipaka, vada, consciousness, vijnana, mentality, materiality, nama, rupa, 6 sense business, salayana, contact, phasa, feeling, vedana. So the defilement round is the cause for the karma round, which is the cause for the results round, which is in other words birth, aging, and death, the 11th and 12th factors. The discernment of dependent origination involves seeing this sequence of rounds and starts with the discernment of the past. How to discern past? To discern the past, he begins by making an offering of either candles, flowers, or incense at a pagoda or to a Buddha image. He should make a wish for the rebirth he desires. For example, to become a monk, nun, man, woman, or deva. 1. Such type of wish can produce new, future existence. If they wish for realization of nirvana, such type of wish cannot such type of wholesome dhammas cannot produce new future existence usually. Because of this reason, now we are trying to see the links of dependent origination from the present to future. Because of this reason, this wish to become a bhikkhu or to become a siyale. Why? Such type of wish can produce the future existence. Actually, it will produce not. Why? If you contemplate future, five aggregates as nature, dukkha, and anatta, then you are inside will destroy the attachment to future existence only. In the same way, if you contemplate first five aggregates as nature, dukkha, anatta, you are inside will relinquish or destroy attachment to the first aggregate. In the same way, if you contemplate present five aggregates internally as nature, dukkha, and anatta, then you are inside will destroy the attachment to your present five aggregates. But this is not enough. Why? You have strong attachment external five aggregates also. Is it true? Have you enough? Have you attachment to external five aggregates? Do you have? Very strong, powerful attachment. You cannot come out from this house. Is it true? So to destroy such type of attachment, you must also contemplate external five aggregates as nature, dukkha, and anatta. If you can destroy this attachment stage by stage, then one day your insight will become mature. At the end of maturity, your insight, one day you may become arahat. When you become arahat, then all attachment will disappear. Your arahant will destroy all attachments. So to remove such type of attachment, you must contemplate past five aggregates, present five aggregates, future five aggregates, then internal five aggregates, external five aggregates, etc. So, because of this reason, if you want to understand dependent origination, you should try to offer flowers or candles or maybe something to the Buddha image or to a Buddha or to a Chediya. Then please wish to become a bhikkhu or maybe to become siyale or to become jeva, etc. Then he should listen the mentality and materiality that occurred when he makes the offering at the pagoda or Buddha image as if they were external objects. When doing this, an image of his at the time of offering will appear. He should discern the four elements in that image. If you first, you must discern mentality and materiality both internally and externally. At that time, usually we suggest many meditators to discern wholesome dhammas, only jhana dhammas, etc. If you discern unwholesome dhammas, at that time the light of wisdom will be not very bright, because you are paying attention on wholesome dhammas. So because of this reason, we suggest many meditators to discern wholesome dhammas both internally and externally. At that time, the light of wisdom would become very strong and bright. At that time, you can discern first nama rupa. When you are actually offering flowers or candlelight to the Buddha image or maybe Chediya, you can see your picture at that time. If you see your picture in front of Buddha image or in front of Chediya, then you can discern four elements in that body. As if you are discerning four elements in external world. At that time, you can see a group of klapas, subatomic particles. If you see these particles, please analyze, especially inside the heart. There are 6 types of klapas: heart-type klapa, body-type klapa, sex-type klapa, mind bone kalapa, temperature bone kalapa, nutrient bone kalapa, all together 6 types or 54 types of rupa, materiality. You should try to discern this 54, and then among these 54, if you emphasize heart phase, at that time you will see here Maido. Goenga Maido. Because Goenga Maido always rests on your heart phase. Then you can see this Goenga Maido like mirror here. At that time, you should try to discern mental formations on your heart phase. Forward and backward. Mentality, nama, rupa, mentality, materiality, forward and backward. At that time you will see mental process. When you are actually wishing for to become a bhikkhu or to become a shali or to become deva, etc. At that time you will see this mental formation. Among these, when the image breaks into rupa kalapa, discern all the different types of materiality of the 6 doors, especially the 54 types of materiality of the heart phase. You will then be able to discern the Bhovenga consciousness and the many mind-job processes that arise in between. He should look among those many mind-job processes, searching backwards and forwards, until he finds the defilement wrong kilesa vata mind-job process with 20 mental formations in each impartial consciousness movement, and karma wrong karma vata mind-job process manodvara viti with 34 mental formations in each impartial consciousness movement. The 20 mental formations in the defilement wrong kilesa vata are one type of greed-rooted consciousness, 7 universal, 6 occasional delusion, moha, consciencelessness, ahirika, shamelessness, anuttapa, restlessness, odisha, skepticism, vichikiccha, greed, lobha, and wrong view, deity. So 7 universal, 6 occasions you can try to see on your 34 Dhanatuma. 34 mental formations in karma wrong, karma vata are the same mental formations described in the Kachana. See the 34 mental formations, page 6 and 7. So let us illustrate with a practical example. The case of making an offering of candles, flowers, or incense to a Buddha image and making a wish to be reborn to become a monk, a bhikkhu. In this case, ignorance is deludedly to think that a monk truly exists. What is the meaning? If we pay attention for a meditation systematically, then you can see our body is composed of subatomic particles called kalabas. If you analyze those kalabas, you can see ultimate materiality. Then you can continue to discern ultimate mentality. This materiality and mentality, as soon as they perish away, they pass away very, very quickly. There is no time to tell this is bhikkhu, or this is I, this is he, this is she, this is bhikkhu, this is shali, etc. There is no time. Only mentality and materiality successfully rising and passing away only. If you understand only materiality and mentality, such type of understanding is right understanding samadhi. If you understand only materiality and mentality and their causes, this is also right understanding. Again, if you understand they are anicca, dukkha, and anatta, such type of understanding also right understanding. But opposite, if you understand this is I, this is she, this is man, this is woman, this is bhikkhu, this is shali, or this is deva, this is brahma. Such type of understanding is wrong understanding. That wrong understanding is called avijja, ignorance. So ignorance is deludedly to think that a monk or a bhikkhu truly exists. Number two, craving is the desire and longing for life as a monk. This is especially subtle attachment on craving. Then number three, clinging is the attachment to life as a monk. So these are three defilements wrong. Maybe now you are listening to Dhamma. While listening to Dhamma, you are accumulating wholesome Dhammas, especially these 34. You also accumulate 34, you also accumulate 34, you also accumulate 34. Everybody is accumulating 34. But which may be different. You may want to become man. You may want to become woman again. So, this is ignorance, craving, and clinging are not same. Wholesome Dhammas are same. But these wholesome Dhammas produce new future existence according to the divinity defilement wrong. Ignorance, craving, and clinging. If one person accumulates wholesome Dhamma to become a man, then that wholesome karma will produce two future aggregates as a man. If one accumulates wholesome Dhamma to become a woman, that wholesome Dhamma will produce to become woman in future existence. So depending on this defilement raw karma operates, it is what. So because of this reason, this defilement raw is main important factor. To be reborn as a man or as a woman, as a deva or as a brahma. So these three, ignorance, craving, and clinging, are all found in the consciousness that make up the defilement wrong. If he had instead made a wish to be reborn to become a woman, then ignorance will be deludedly to think that a woman truly exists. Number two, craving will be the desire and longing for life as a woman, and clinging will be the attachment to life as a woman. In the example, volition and formation sankhara are the wholesome volition, kusala chetana of the offering, and karma is their karmic potency. So, when offering flower to a Buddha with happy mind, at that time, there are 34 volition and formation. Same thing, 34. These 34 volition and formations are also nature and permanent. As soon as they rest, they pass away very, very quickly. But if they wish to become man or to become woman, depending on that wish, these mental volition and formations, when they pass away, they left behind the karma potency, which will produce according to their wish new future existence or new future life, to become man or to become woman. So that karmic potency is called karma. So altogether there are 5 causes: ignorance, craving, clinging, volition and formations, and karma. They are samudaya satya, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. That samudaya satya, which is the origin of suffering, dukkha satya. So one day when that samudaya satya become mature, then it will produce new aggregates in future. So the meditator must try to discern this cause and effect first. At that time only he will understand first cause. If they understand present cause clearly, at that time when they are discerning first cause, they will understand first cause also clearly. So when he is thus able to discern the mentality materiality of the defilements wrong and karma wrong of the recent past, he should go back to the more distant past, to some time previous to the offering And in the same way, these are the mentality and materiality. Then go back a little further again and repeat the process. In this way,